Well, you guys absolutely called it. From just under a day ago, we asked if Ethereum would reach a new all-time high. At the time of yesterday's video, we were trading at about $1,320 per ETH, and things were looking bleak at first. This was a very kind of down the middle, like 51 to 49% pull, just narrowly initially. You guys had the optimism. You were feeling that, yes, Ethereum would reach an all-time high. That's because Bitcoin was plunging slightly and thus pulling down the price of Ethereum. But we all know the story. Things turned around pretty nicely, actually. We're here on the Binance Futures 15-minute ETH USDT chart, and right now the indication here is that we reached an all-time high of 1481. Generally, all-time highs are about $10 off on these futures charts, but comfortably, Ethereum did hit about $1,470. Down right now closer to $1,400, but nevertheless, it still counts a new all-time high for Ethereum. So you guys had that enthusiasm, you had that bullishness and optimism, and I guess it carried through. It was a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Talking about Ethereum, look, guys, it's only going to get better and better. This picture that we have developing before our eyes, it's going to be more and more optimistic as time goes by. Ethereum exchange outflow, this is the one-day moving average, just reached a 2-year high. In other words, the outflow of Ethereum out of exchanges that are running low on their supply. This from the 20th of January, an outflow of $57.69 million. Fast forward just a few more days to the 24th of January, record 660,000 ETH outflow from exchanges yesterday, meaning that there's this scarcity that's slowly building up as Ethereum has more and more demand behind it. People want to get their hands on it. Exchanges don't have enough to go around. This is a relatively new phenomenon, but we're seeing it very, very clearly here. Lark Davis, Ethereum balance on exchanges has reached a 15-month low and withdrawals are not slowing down. Price probably going to double in the next 2 weeks like Bitcoin did. It's entirely possible. Yesterday, we quoted Alex Saunders and his optimism. He's back at it. 2 years ago, ETH fell 90% in 9 months. And remember, guys, it did hit $80. That was the low of this last bear cycle, and that was a pretty depressing low, to be sure. Most had written it off. Yet, here we are at a new all-time high just below $1,500. Its network effects are undeniable, and most agree it's blue chip. Love it. And here's where the tone is starting to shift a little bit. Cointelegraph. If Bitcoin is a good asset for investment, trading, and exchange, then Ethereum, which contains the functions of Bitcoin, is a huge ecosystem of tens of thousands of projects. Here with this write-up, Ethereum will become the main asset for investors in 2021. We've already started to see the shift, but we're still in the early phases here. The potential of Ether greatly exceeds Bitcoin. I've been saying this for a while, and the community is beginning to understand the value of ETH. So during the second half of 2020, we saw growing interest in cryptocurrencies from institutional investors. And the long and short of it is that the focus has primarily been on Bitcoin. We saw leaders emerge like Michael Saylor out of MicroStrategy. We'll be discussing his efforts actually in a few moments, but Ethereum is all of a sudden what's now coming into focus for a lot of people, rightly or wrongly, who feel they've missed the Bitcoin opportunity. I would suggest they're still early if they choose to focus on Bitcoin, but this is financial, this is behavioral psychology. People see Bitcoin at a price now of $34,000 or so as I record this, and they feel they've missed the boat. They look to other projects. The second in line is Ethereum. And as this article suggests, it has all of those Bitcoin properties. It has a lower price tag, which is more appealing and more attractive. And it also has a more significant network effect. That's a variable that people are really starting to notice. So for starters, Ethereum is the #1 platform for building blockchain projects and launching decentralized application. This is a chart of the number of unique traded ERC20 tokens, and it displays the number of such tokens that have been traded since the launch of the Ethereum network back in February of 2016. And despite the fact that the rate of expansion of the market for blockchain startups has slowed down since that initial coin offering bubble burst a few years ago in 2018, the total number is still on the rise. We also have growing transaction volume, and if you haven't already heard, Ethereum transactions have even dwarfed Bitcoin. So during 2020, more than $1 trillion worth of transactions were recorded on the Ethereum blockchain. These are figures, again, that exceed the transaction volume of payments giants like PayPal, which is used by over 350 million users. But even at that, their average volumes don't generally exceed $200 billion per quarter. And no discussion about Ethereum, of course, is complete without the booming DeFi sector. And even though Bitcoin right now is in the lead as far as the crypto market, Ethereum remains the leader of the young decentralized finance industry. Highly popular in the summer of 2020. It's also making a resurgence and a comeback now. DeFi lending and staking projects are continuing to grow. And more importantly, they are attracting new investments. Total value locked in decentralized finance since 2020 has grown by over 3,300% from under $1 billion to now over $23 billion. And it's Ethereum that is the main platform for the creation and launch of most of these new DeFi projects and stablecoins. Of course, the stablecoin industry itself is growing exponentially. I don't even have to mention that OCC news that dropped a few weeks ago, which translates into the fact that North American banks are now eligible to use stablecoins as a settlement layer. Of course, Ethereum is the network on which those transactions, on which that activity is going to be based. So we are still very early stages. Of course, we're talking new all-time highs for Ethereum, and we're full of exuberance and enthusiasm, of course, but it's still very, very early in this ballgame. And when I say early, I'm talking not only about 2021, about this bull cycle, but I'm also talking beyond. I'm talking about the next few years, and that incorporates the next bear cycle as well, and then subsequent bull cycles. So you're looking at 2025, maybe 2030, or whenever the subsequent bear cycles and bull cycles will start. Ethereum is a play now that I think you have to start thinking about in terms of decades. In the same way that some of the pioneers in the Bitcoin space are talking about decades and centuries, Ethereum is going to be around for a long, long time. So buckle up and get ready. Make sure you're prepared for that in terms of your outlook and how you plan. We all know how these cycles work. Money first flows into Bitcoin, then flows into Ethereum, and then cascades down into the altcoins. And we're kind of in the stage right now where Ethereum is starting to get a lot of the attention. Money is flowing into that particular network. Documenting Bitcoin here, nevertheless suggesting that we're still very early. By no means am I suggesting that Bitcoin is at the end of its enthusiasm or bull cycle. No, we're still only just getting started. But I want to suggest that now kind of that excitement is broadening a little bit into, again, Ethereum and altcoins as well. Google searches of Bitcoin already at all-time highs in countries like Nigeria, Argentina, Colombia, Chile. Expect this list to grow. So that bodes well not only for Bitcoin, it bodes well for Ethereum as well. Raul Pal here commenting on Bitcoin. It feels like it's getting ready to climb the wall of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Positive seasonality and a nice wedge give it a good chance to hit $50,000 by March. Let's see. As ever, I remain #irresponsibly long, not financial advice. Dan Held with this outlook. Based on previous cycles, we have another 250 plus days to go until we reach the top of the Bitcoin bull run, kind of placing us in the range of fall 2021, which should be wild. So again, just as a thought experiment, if we have roughly 250 days to go and we're already running out of Ethereum, it's going to be a very interesting landscape in the crypto market in about 6 months from now, which is why you have individuals like Michael Saylor that are rallying others, corporate individuals, CEOs, directors, chiefs, leaders of companies, both public and private, and they're doing their thing with Michael Saylor because they want to get into the action as he did. So today, Michael Saylor writes, I had a good discussion with Morgan L. Brennan and Guy Adamy about the maturation of Bitcoin as an asset class, the acceleration of Bitcoin adoption by institutions, and the advantages corporations are gaining as they join the Bitcoin monetary network. Check it out. We'll link to this in the discussion below, and it's summed up perfectly by Tyler Winklevoss here. People spend US dollars because they are dangerous to hold. However, people hold Bitcoin because it's dangerous to spend. It's going to be a great year. And we're already seeing so many of the cultural shifts. We talked about that in terms of Soulja Boy yesterday, which, is a bit of a minor example, at least in my opinion. But at the everyday level, in terms of people requesting payment in Bitcoin, as some football players have done, Russell Okung, as some European football players are starting to do, other athletes purportedly, but just at the everyday level, you now have Sequoia, which is paying interested employees in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum. You can read about that here on Cointelegraph.com. Virginia tech firm offers staff option to get paid in Bitcoin and Ether. The company will allow employees to defer a portion of their salary and receive it as part of a savings plan denominated in either Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Ether. And arguably, employees have always been able to do this. You can always receive your payment and then make the exchange yourself. But kind of that automatic, almost direct deposit into cryptocurrencies is a very powerful tool, especially when you don't have to think about it. Quote, Many of our employees are enthusiastic supporters of cryptocurrency, and we're happy to help them gain exposure to this trillion-dollar asset class. Cryptocurrency has emerged as an important alternative to traditional investments like stocks and bonds. That's a powerful statement. Guys, Sequoia will not be the last company to do this. Mark my words. We're seeing more of this real-world adoption. This is how it looks. This is Bitcoin cryptocurrency in the everyday behaviors and actions and preferences of people. Here's another example of that on altcoinbuzz.io. Enjin, ENJ powered Age of Rust to launch with 1 million in crypto bounties. That's $1 million. So the much anticipated blockchain game Age of Rust is going to give players a chance to uncover 24 Bitcoin and 370,000 Enjin coin. So blockchain game Age of Rust, which is powered by Enjin, is primed to launch on the 19th of March this year. According to the game developer Space Pirate, the beta for Season 1, where players can win crypto bounties worth $1 million, will become available for download on Steam soon. The Steam wishlist for the game is officially open, and the players will have to hunt down the crypto bounties in the vast expanse of 250,000 square kilometers digital universe. eGamers.io, almost $1 million in hidden treasures, AAA 3D graphics, the puzzle RPG you don't want to miss, 24 Bitcoin and 370,000 ENJ to grab. Are you skilled enough? You guys can read more about that on eGamers.io. This Steam game is about to start a $1 million crypto hunt. Hey man, this is how you incentivize people. This is how you make things happen. This is one form of real-world adoption. There are going to be many forms of real-world adoption, but this is certainly a practical one. Speaking of gaming, AnRKey X is proud to announce MATIC Network, Royal Finance, and Bondly Finance have joined the DeFi Gaming Coalition, the DGC. Bondly, Roya, MATIC, AnRX. Read all about it here. And don't forget to retweet and share this post with your friends. You guys can read more about that coalition, the DeFi Gaming Coalition here. MATIC Network, Royal Finance, and Bondly join the DGC. If you've never heard about it, the DeFi Gaming Coalition is a legion of innovators, technical geniuses, gaming fanatics, and DeFi experts, and it's their ambition to merge DeFi's uniqueness with the gaming world. So by gamification of the DeFi liquidity and using groundbreaking technology and products such as NFTs, non-fungible tokens, we wish to increase the DeFi industry to mass acceptance and scalability. We also have news today about Paid Network. We want to thank each and every member of the Paid community that participated in our PokeStarter offering and made our token sale a success. It will enable Paid to build partnerships, grow our user base, and gain customers. If you're hearing about this for the first time, here's the news in a nutshell. Paid Network PokeStarter results. We're excited to announce we closed our IDO on PokeStarter within 3 minutes. Unbelievable, 180 seconds. We confirmed 700 whitelisters out of 73,000 applicants, and after verifying everyone's Know Your Customer information, we qualified approximately 350 applicants. From these, 259 were able to participate. Thank you to all our whitelisters that participated, and please rest assured we are deleting all KYC data from those that did not win. We'll link to all of this in the description below if you'd like to read more about it here. This is from a few weeks ago now, so a little bit out of date, but Paid Network's IDO will take place on PokeStarter today, the 25th of January at 1 p.m. GMT. So this is past by the time you're watching this video. Big kudos to Paid Network on pulling it off in very impressive fashion. Finally, guys, we have this bit of news from Ramp DeFi, which is just going absolutely parabolic right now. New milestones for the Ramp community. Asset deposits in vaults exceed $17 million. Holders exceed $6,200 on Etherscan. Vault 1 API 284%. Vault 2 APY 15%. Join us today on app.rampdefi.com. That is it for today, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Hey, once again, congratulations on that Ethereum all-time high call. You guys have a collective wisdom that it seems can always be depended upon. So very good job there. As you guys know, this space never sleeps. As such, be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications if you guys enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, of course. If you choose to invest on this Monday, have a great start to your week, everybody. Stay safe, and as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.